All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World of Wrestling podcast. Here today to discuss about WWE Raw, February 9th, 2026. And yeah, I know, I said I wasn't going to cover WWE anymore. I've come to the conclusion that there ain't nothing I'm going to be interested in covering outside of AEW and WWE. I'm not interested in TNA. I don't think a lot of people are going to watch the fucking videos, number one. And number two, I watched it. I wasn't too interested in it. So I'm going to stick with the two big wrestling promotions, whether I like the fucking company or not. Shit on it, and that's it. I know, I'm going back on my word. I said I wasn't going to cover the shit no more, and here I am covering it anyway. I have nothing to say, really, at this point. Braun Breaker got injured last week. He apparently was walking around with this hernia injury for weeks, maybe months, for all we know. And he got injured. Apparently even worse than what he already was from last week, destroying the announce tables from being upset about what happened to him during the Royal Rumble event. Which I don't blame him, but honestly, if he was injured, what was the fucking point in putting him in this situation to begin with? And utterly, what is the point of going ahead and having Braun Breaker look like an ass with Seth Rollins, where a story was not going to take place for WrestleMania, for this grudge match that apparently is not going to happen, more than likely. Hernia surgeries, depending on the severity of it, I don't know. He might be able to come back by that time. I'm not quite sure. Nor do I care. This show, it was okay, I guess. The main event with LA Knight winning against Austin Theory and Penta was actually worth talking about. That's about the only thing that was good that happened on the show. The rest of it was just utter and complete boredom beyond belief. I don't have much to say outside of nothing. I mean, not much happened here. We had Becky Lynch and AJ Lee have a back and forth conversation that really was over the top cringy as shit. Becky Lynch states that AJ Lee has been screwing her life up over the last couple of weeks or months. And pretty much stating that she's been beating her left and right and costing her Intercontinental title, which she later got back anyway. And one thing led to another, and AJ Lee's getting a women's IC championship match at Elimination Chamber in Chicago, as well as her husband later on in the show is announced that he will be defending his world title against Finn Balor, which we all know he ain't losing that title, obviously, especially with the world title and the balance between him and Roman Reigns, which, God help us if Roman Reigns wins. I really don't know. I really, really don't know anymore. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we kickstarted the show with its first match of the first hour, with the Usos defending the tag team titles against Alpha Academy with Otis and Akira Tozawa. Match was god-awful. Otis and Tozawa were not bad, but there was a spot in this match where fucking Jey Uso missed the kick completely and did not hit fucking Otis in the head with the super kick, and Otis still sold the move regardless. He misses him completely. And that was the match. Uso win. The Usos win. Goody two-shoe. Akira Tozawa was super emotional. After the match ends, the Usos embrace him and Otis in a show of respect. Then Brian Saxton gets in the ring and congratulates the Usos on retaining the tag titles. Saxton says they're on the road to WrestleMania, so what's next for the Usos? Jey Uso says he wants to give big respect to Tozawa and Big Daddy, or Otis. They see them, and Jimmy says they're going to remain the best damn tag team in the game on the road to WrestleMania. Jimmy needs Jay to qualify and win the Elimination Chamber. Apparently, he's going to be in a 3-way Elimination Chamber qualifying match, possibly next week. Then he needs Jay to go back to being main event Jey Uso while they're holding tag team titles. Yeah, sure, okay. Makes perfect sense if you're nuts. 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. Okay, right. And the Usos embrace. Wow. Great stuff. What a load of crap. SmackDown's going to be airing on Sci-Fi. I use the VPN to watch the SmackDown show because I do not have actual cable service. I use legit cable service to watch SmackDown. So unless I have a VPN, I'm not going to be able to watch it. Anyway, moving on. We get Liv Morgan talking about her win at the Royal Rumble. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Liv Morgan's in the ring with the IC champion Dominic Mysterio. Lo and behold, he finally makes his face known to the world that he's still the IC champion. He's going to be the defending champion at some point. Morgan goes to speak, but Mysterio stops her. Mysterio grabs a bouquet of roses and a Valentine's Day chocolate box, kind of reminding me of Eddie Guerrero in China back in the old days. But then again, it is Valentine's Day coming up this week, so it does make legitimate sense. Hopefully this doesn't become a reoccurring thing where they're basically imitating Eddie and China storyline that they had back in the day. Morgan thanks him and says she'll give him a gift later, with a little bit of a ha-ha, hee-hee type of feeling to it. We all know what that is. But I don't think Mysterio is that type of guy. As for now, everyone is in the presence of the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all time. Morgan says she put Stephanie Vaquer and Jade Cargill on notice. At WrestleMania, one of them will lose their title to her. Mysterio goes to speak, but then Stephanie Vaquer interrupts and heads to the ring. Morgan stands behind Mysterio and whispers in his ear. Vaquer gives Botchamania a new soundbite and says, "Liv, you talk too much." Vaquer starts to speak in Spanish, so Morgan asks Mysterio what she said. Mysterio says he doesn't want to repeat what she said. Mysterio says he'll take care of it and speaks in Spanish to Vaquer. I didn't know that we were in a foreign country. I thought this was America, where people speak English, but I guess apparently that's not the case anymore. Morgan wants a translation, and Vaquer says Mysterio called himself a little bitch. Morgan says she doesn't speak Spanish, but she knows Vaquer is a liar. Since Vaquer is so excited for Mysterio, she can have one of her shirts. One thought, Vaquer can't wear it. Vaquer says she hopes Morgan picks her so she can kick her ass at WrestleMania. Vaquer goes to leave, but Morgan says she's not rushing for Vaquer or Cargill. If Vaquer doesn't like it, she can cry about it, puta, calling her a bitch. Vaquer is furious and slaps Mysterio in the face, and Vaquer storms off. So, instead of Liv Morgan getting hit, a grown-ass man gets whacked in the face, made to look like a fucking bitch. Anyway, moving on. Video package of Rhea Ripley says she's used to having someone in her corner, as of late anyway, with Io Sky. But tonight she's all alone with the two women trying to secure their legacies. Ivy Nile says she's the only one built for the Elimination Chamber. Lyra Valkyria says she walked into WrestleMania with one title and left with two. Nile says she'll be the champion she was always destined to be, and Lyra Valkyria says she'll put her name back on the map, and Ripley says there's only one woman who can survive the Elimination Chamber and the brutality it holds. That woman is her. Oh boy. Alright, triple threat Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Why they have to do triple threat matches makes no sense to me, but hey, what do I know? It's just bullshit wrestling, right? Right. Anyway, Lyra Valkyria, Ivy Nile, and Rhea Ripley have this match. There's botches all over the place. Complete utter mess up in this entire matchup, but Rhea Ripley ends up winning with a riptide on Valkyria and gets the 1-2-3. And that's it. Whoop-de-fuck you do. Ripley will be joining Tiffany Stratton in the Women's Elimination Chamber match, so there you go. Judgment Day Clubhouse, we see Dominic Mysterio entering the clubhouse as Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez check on him. Finn Balor is there, and Mysterio says he and JD McDonough could go after the tag titles. Balor says he's not done with CM Punk. Mysterio mentions that Punk is facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, so the window is closing. Balor says he doesn't want to be an afterthought and thought that they were family. Balor leaves and Mysterio says they are family. Okay. Kind of odd, if you ask me. Seems to me like there's more to this than meets the eye, I guess. I don't know. So, moving on. We have Michael Cole interviewing CM Punk. Michael Cole's in the ring and says the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble made his choice last week in what could be the greatest main event in WrestleMania history. And it'll be Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Yeah, like that's going to be the greatest match of all time. Sure. Two of the biggest names in modern day wrestling, yes, but not the greatest match of all time. Finn Balor storms into the ring and says he left CM Punk lying in the ring 2 weeks ago. Punk is hurt because of him, and Roman Reigns isn't going to take advantage of his kill. It wouldn't be the first time. Reigns took advantage of a broken top rope when Balor had him beat. Mentioning the 2021 Extreme Rules event, where apparently God became heel. I don't know. Balor is done being an afterthought and being pushed around. He wants CM Punk and the world title at Elimination Chamber. Punk beat Balor on his home turf, so he'll do it on Punk in Chicago. Adam Pearce wanted nothing of this. He wanted Finn Balor to leave, have CM Punk conclude his interview with Michael Cole in the ring, and Punk did not like that decision. He wants Finn Balor. He wanted him tonight to finish this rivalry, and he said he's the champion and he should have a say on who he gets to face. And Adam Pearce gave in and said, all right, fine. He said no a bunch of times, but then after he made that comment, he said, okay, fine. You will have the match with Finn Balor at Elimination Chamber in Chicago. And he left the area and had Finn Balor leave as well. Michael Cole asked him, Why did you do that when you know full well you got a world title defense at WrestleMania and could jeopardize one of the best matches in WrestleMania history? Basically slapping Finn Balor right in the fucking face by saying all that shit. Why is he jeopardizing the best match in WrestleMania history? What the fuck does it matter? He's a fighting champion. Finn Balor had tried to attack him, which he did. And now he's acting like he's an afterthought, like he doesn't matter. Like somebody's making Finn Balor look like a babyface instead of a heel here. Anyway. Anywho, let's get to... Anyway, he pretty much says that Punk says Roman Reigns' his name. Reigns says he hates Punk, but Punk doesn't think he actually hates him. Reigns doesn't even hate what he's trying to build. Reigns hates knowing that he can't do a damn thing to stop it. There's one way WrestleMania ends, with Punk's hand raised as the ring announcer says he is still World Heavyweight Champion. I enjoyed the segment. I thought it was fine, but the way they're treating Finn Balor is just downright dirty as fuck. Adam Pearce confirms with security that Finn Balor is out of the building. The Vision walks up to him. Paul Heyman says Adam Pearce is more savvy than he gave him credit for. Braun Breaker was pushed to the point that he went home and deadlifted weights until 5 in the morning when he popped a hernia. It could be a career-ending injury for anyone except for Braun Breaker. Heyman says that this is Pearce's fault. Pearce gets up and gets in Heyman's face and he says he knows Breaker is the future and nobody wants him back faster than Pearce. Pearce warned the Vision not to get involved in Austin Theory's qualifying match. Heyman asks if that was a declarative statement, and Pearce says since they're friends, it was a threat. Heyman says Pearce told him to F-A-F-O. Fuck around and find out. Anyway, Logan Paul gets in Pearce's face and asks what he would do if they did get involved. Paul says he's the biggest star to ever come out of Cleveland, so Pearce isn't going to do anything. Bronson Reed pulls Paul back and dismisses Pearce. Reed tells Paul that Pearce isn't his problem. Pearce is now Reed's problem. I don't quite know what that's supposed to mean, but okay. Natty is up next to have a match with Maxine Dupree. Match meant absolutely fucking nothing. It was a double count out anyway. Nothing memorable here. Natty grabs Dupree's legs and turns her over for a sharpshooter. AJ Lee runs down to help Dupree. Natty releases the hold. Yeah, it was mentioned in the show that AJ Lee was actually gonna be in Maxine Dupree's corner. She was nowhere to be found until afterwards when the assault occurred. Natty releases the hold and leaves through the crowd. Lee checks on Dupree, and Lee is then attacked by Becky Lynch as she's helping Dupree walk back to backstage, drives Lee into the ring post, and Lynch celebrates as the segment ends. Next, we get a video package of LA Knight. Says he can see the Vision. They put him on the shelf. Knight came back to the Royal Rumble and went after them. The Vision tried to take everything away from him, so he'll take everything away from them. Knight will beat Austin Theory to get into the Elimination Chamber, and Penta is also in that match as well. Groovy. Whoop-de-fuck-you-do. Next, we had Javon Evans and the original El Grande Americano, Chad Gable, with the Bravo Americano and Rayo Americano. The Javon Evans and El Grande Americano Chad Gable version ends up winning this match. Whoop-de-fuck-you-do. Not a bad spot, though, with the cutter. That was a nice delivery. Javon Evans and the original El Grande Americano celebrate until El Grande Americano attacks them both. Kaiser. Americano tries to take the original mask off, but the original El Grande Americano fights him off, and original rips an Americano's mask, but Ray Americano pulls him away. That's what occurred there. Obviously, we're getting a Americano versus Americano mask versus mask routine to reveal who that was. We get a video package of Omafemi. Says, people fear change, but it's inevitable. If you do not adapt, you will perish. For a long time, Femi has been saying a change is coming. Change is here. You will hear his drums and see his strut. Then you will know the deed is done. Change is Obafemi. I don't know where this change is. I'm not feeling it, but I wish I did, but not feeling it one fucking bit. This show is absolute complete boredom. Not to mention, why isn't Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez going at each other for the world title? Why didn't we make Raquel Rodriguez actually the fucking women's world champion so that we'd have an actual story going into this? Fucking retarded, honestly. Whatever. Shit's fucking dumb as hell. Anyway, moving on. Brian Saxton is backstage with Gunther, who looks pleased with himself. Gunther says his road to WrestleMania should have been guaranteed when he retired Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles. Instead, it starts next week. He'll qualify for the Elimination Chamber, win it, and win the World Championship. You mean the WWE Championship, which I highly doubt he'll actually win that belt, because he ain't winning that match. Anyway, finally, the fucking main event, because this show fucking sucked dick. God almighty, I can't believe I went back on my word, but I have to. There's no viewership on this channel. There's no consistency of content. I want to give that to you guys. I'm sorry, I'm going back on my word, but I'm going to just fucking review the shit, and that's it. And then enjoy shitting on it while it's still available, because I don't think this fucking product is going to be around for very long. I think in the next couple of years, it'll be gone. Anyway, the main event, LA Knight ends up winning. The Masked Man shows up and curb stomps Austin Theory. So apparently Austin Theory is not part of the whole conspiracy theory among the situation with the mask, with Seth Rollins being in a mold within the Vision, trying to kill them from within. At least that's what it is so far. But who knows at this point. LA Knight ends up winning with the BFT on Austin Theory, and he got the 1-2-3 for the victory. And that's how the show goes off the air, with him celebrating in the ring. And they also state that he is joining Randy Orton inside the Elimination Chamber. The only thing that would make this remotely entertaining and worthwhile is seeing LA Knight win the Elimination Chamber match to go on to face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. I know it makes no fucking sense because he's part of Raw and not part of SmackDown anymore. But to give him a shot at the WWE Championship at a WrestleMania main event spot on the show would be fantastic, or at least going after the title regardless if it's the main event. And him facing Drew McIntyre, I think would be an excellent match. I think they could possibly tell a fresh story out of it as well, I hope that's the direction they go, but I am very worried they're going to have Cody Rhodes win. I think Cody and Jacob Fatu should have a grudge match at WrestleMania. I think that should be Cody's matchup personally, because Jacob Fatu, unless Jacob Fatu's in a triple threat match with Drew McIntyre, this is going to make absolutely no sense. Jacob Fatu is going to be left in the colds. He's going to have nothing to do. So it ain't going to make a whole lot of sense. So I honestly think that LA Knight would be the appropriate person to go with. He's a wild card in this and a black horse. Because Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes, I think, go hand in hand for this WrestleMania event. Because if not, Jacob Fatu is not going to have nothing to do at WrestleMania. He'll be left out, and that'll be that. But that's just my thoughts, guys. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you know, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and as always, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, by all means, go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it if you do, and I thank you guys very much for your time. Have a great night, guys. Bye.